What's up, Sitters? This is Bradford Douglas along with Joey Edge.
Sitters, what's good?
And Chris Martinez.
What's happening?
And we are Front Porch Sitting along with producer Rolf. And Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the first week podcast.
There you go.
How was y'all's New Year?
It was pretty good. It was good. I didn't do a whole lot. Went to my mom and dad's for a little New Year's Eve dinner.
Yeah.
But other than that, we got back home pretty quickly and right before the Georgia-Ohio State game, which lasted, I don't know,
Too long?
into the wee hours of the morning. So, yeah, it was good, though. Good New Year's. Nothing to it. Kind of nice and easy. Like it that way.
Yeah, before we get too deep in it, we're experiencing some issues potentially. So if the product's suffering a little bit, bear with us. If you're on the podcast version, you're not getting any of that. It's been really, really bad weather, so the internet's being a little bit funky. So we know, we're aware it sucks a little bit, especially right this second. So if at all, we're working on it. Rolf is a busy man tonight, but we're going to go ahead and try and give it a go. We're professionals. It's the first one of the new year. Just want to get that out. But as far as my New Year's, man, it was honestly, I'm kind of pissed, actually, if I'm just going to be honest here. I'm pissed. I absolutely hate the 8 o'clock kickoff for a game on New Year's Eve.
I hate it if you're going to have commercial after commercial after commercial, which you have to have for a national semifinal game. I get that.
Yeah.
I understand that. So I'm with you. I don't start it at 8 then. I don't want to watch a kick for the game and the ball drop at the same time.
No.
I don't want to do that.
That sucks. I absolutely despise. I hated that. Like I would like to know, I'm curious, and I should have asked this and it didn't come till right this second, the viewership of that game, did it drop from 11:30 to midnight? And it's probably really hard to find that data on very short notice. Sorry, Tyler. Don't even worry about it. But I would believe that the only people watching that game in that moment were diehard sports fans, Georgia fans, or Buckeye fans.
Right. That's it.
They like the New Year's Eve thing.
A lot of people like the New Year's Eve thing.
A lot of people go to the New Year's Eve thing. They go out
Somewhere.
They go out to events. They go
Right.
I don't. I want no part of it. No,
Me either.
I don't.
Zero.
I don't
No
want. I don't
part
want.
of it.
I don't want crowds. I don't want overpriced drinks. I don't want any of it. I'm good. I would, however, like to watch that in my own house. That would be enjoyable.
Right.
Didn't get to do that. Did
Yeah.
not get to do that. But Georgia won, so it was okay. Happy New Year. It was great. but yeah. What do we have? Well, go ahead.
Were you at the in-laws house?
I was. It was the
Brad, were you at the in-laws house?
I was also there, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I was just making sure that both of you were there.
It was an interesting. It was a roller coaster. It was up and down.
Yeah.
It was up and down. But
At any
ultimately,
point, did they fire Kirby over there?
No,
they
never
have
once.
Always been so loyal to Kirby. There was no firing of Kirby. There was they're really good.
really no
loyal
fire,
fans.
no fire. Any Georgia anything actually.
Good.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good experience. I do hate, however, if you're going to do it on New Year's Eve, which I'm okay with. I love New Year's Eve football.
Right.
Okay. I don't like New Year's Eve football running to freaking midnight.
Right.
I
To
don't
New
like
Year's.
that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
That to me is its own event. Can like Jake Kennedy in the chat says, family man Chris, that is me. I am a family man. I want
right.
to spend time with my family in that moment.
Right.
I think that's what he meant.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it meant. I think. Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you. I had to. So I was out in the man cave. Me and
Is that true? Damn it. Trey Lee did the research for me. It's the best rating in 5 years. So forget who gives a damn
when
what I
find out if it dropped from 11:30 to midnight.
Not for the ball drop, I bet.
I would think, yeah. Oh, there you go. The ball drop. They're pissed. They're so pissed about that.
Ohio State, their ball drop.
Yeah.
It was a frisbee. It wasn't even a ball.
Yeah.
Anyways, back the game up, but go dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm okay with.
Awesome.
Tell me.
How about one on the 30th at 4 and one on the 31st at 4?
That'd be so much better.
How about that? Wouldn't
I'm
that be
fine
cool?
with that.
Wouldn't
But,
that be so
but then
great?
they would say that's not a competitive, or that would be a competitive advantage for one team rather than the other one. Don't know why. Extra day rest when you got 9. Who really cares?
Each
at that
team
point?
gets there. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But they get extra 4 hours rest, 5 hours, 6 hours. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to deep dive into that a little bit more. We're also going to talk about the Michigan and TCU game and get you caught up on anything we need to. What are y'all laughing at?
Your posture right there. No, you look nice, man. Can't see your hoodie or anything. Just squatted over that microphone.
Thanks, guys. We're
There it
also
is.
going to touch on everything going on with recruiting and all that, the portal jumps. But before we get to any of that, we're going to talk about JW Weaponry. They are the premier gun store in the South, and they are always loaded. Go see those guys. Joseph, give them the number.
Yeah, the number's 386-243-8587 is the number to JW Weaponry. They have a New Year's sale going on. He doesn't know it yet, so don't worry about telling him about it. But yeah, I'm sure he does. If you tell him the front porch sent you, he'll give you a good deal on something. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll call it a New Year's sale from there.
Hey, make sure you like this, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. That would be really cool. There it is. Bingo.
That's right. 2 weeks ago, I guaranteed we'd be over 100 subscribers.
And we are.
And we are.
And we are. Appreciate that. Could not do it without the sitters. Another cheers to another full year of podcasting.
Absolutely.
This is absurd how many years at this point we've been doing this.
Almost 4.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, yeah, 4 years.
It is almost 4 because we started in February.
So we have 197 episodes.
Nope. Yeah, that's
Just divide it by 52. Let's figure it. Freak out, boys. No, I'm not doing it in my head. 3.78 years. So almost 4 years.
Yeah, I think April's our
maybe it was April, not February. I may
Yeah.
have jumped the gun on February a little bit.
Shout out to all the sitters, though, for making it possible over all these times. We're not going anywhere.
That's right.
We're not going anywhere. Feels
Sitters
like
and
it.
sponsors. All the sponsors
Oh, yeah.
as well.
Definitely sponsors. You want to go ahead and talk about which game y'all want to talk about first?
let's go in order. Let's jump into Michigan and TCU.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm good with that. Where do you want to start there, B?
Well, I want to talk about the bad officiating. I really thought that Michigan caught some really bad reps. Like, first of all, that was the definition of targeting. Not a fan of that call, but that was the definition of
You're talking
targeting.
about the last play of the game, right?
Yes, that was absolutely targeting.
The very last play of the game was 100% targeting. And I hate the rule. I mean, we talked about it. I tweeted it.
Hate it.
I despise the rule, but if you're going to call it, and the game should not have ended with the targeting call, because then you get an extra play and something fluky happens. You score a touchdown on a 70 or a 60-yard Hail Mary. Not a great look. But it's still targeting. Like, you can't look at it and referees look at it and be like,
There's time on the clock, wasn't there?
no, there was no time left on the clock.
That would have gave them one more shot
That
from
would've gave them
15
a
yards
one-time down.
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've just got to do a better job of, like, calling it fairly both ways. Like, it's just sometimes like, no, not going to be targeting this time. It's just really weird the way they officiate that.
I think I think every official has their own interpretation of what targeting is, and so every official is going to call it a touch different, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's the way it seems.
I'm almost to the point with the whole targeting thing. Like, it shouldn't be an ejection, first of all.
Yeah.
And
You've been on that train for a long, long time.
And I just almost don't think it should even be called by an official on the field. Like, let somebody in the central office, like, so there is some more like continuity on what is targeting, what isn't targeting. Football is already a hard enough game.
It is.
So if
and
you're-
it's fast. It's
Yeah.
really fast, and every year it seems to get a little faster.
And if you're telling a defender they have to hit a strike zone, whatever, knees to nipples or whatever you want to call it, like that's what we teach, knees
Right.
to nipples. Like, don't go above it because you're not an effective tackler up there anyways, and it is dangerous.
Yep.
And don't go below the knees because you're not an effective tackler down there anyways.
And it is
because-
dangerous.
And it is dangerous. So like, that's what we teach. But that's hard if that zone gets moved because somebody's bracing for contact, right?
and it's moving last second. It's not like it's moved for 13.
Referee on every Saturday or every side of the field, even they're like how they interpret the rule is even different. So, I don't like it. I hate it. I almost think I'm with you. Maybe let somebody in New York or wherever the hell you want to be, central location, call. You're assigned to watch a game, and if you feel like there's targeting in that game, then you call on targeting in that game.
Right.
Like,
I
it's
agree
one
with that.
person.
I like that idea. I think that's a really good idea.
If you want, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't
Yeah.
like it. I also thought the officials were bad. I thought Michigan.
I thought
like-
they were hosed on the touchdown.
Yeah, on the first one, like
Yeah.
the deep ball.
The deep ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, that's a touchdown, man.
Especially after you called it on the field. You can't call that on the field and then overturn it and say
How?
there's enough video evidence to say that he was down prior to. No.
And that was
No.
such a critical play.
It turned out to be.
Yeah, like that was huge. The
Yeah.
fumble on the next down. Now that's their fault for fumbling it. And they got stupid down there in the red zone twice on two different possessions. But these, it sucks to me. Like, it sucked. I still think the best team is Michigan. I think Michigan's better than TCU. I really do.
What did you do?
I mean, I think if they played 10 times, they probably win 7.
I'll buy that. I do. I think that too. I think that I think that Michigan was the better team overall. Course of the year,
Yep.
maybe not Saturday night, but over the course of the year, I think Michigan's the better team. And like you said, if they play 10 times, they probably win 7, maybe even 8.
Maybe 8, yeah.
I thought the fact that every time Michigan had a little bit of momentum after early in the game, every time Michigan had a little momentum, TCU always seemed to make that play, though. I got to give them credit for that. They answered the bell every single time they needed to answer the bell. When Michigan brought it within a score, and then they hit like the 82 or 78 or whatever yard touchdown where the guy broke a tackle and then took it down the sideline, like every time they needed to make a play, they made a play.
I agree. I'm okay with TCU being there. I just don't think they're the best team. But like we say, that's why you play the game. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I wish the officials would not have had such a footprint on the game.
Yeah.
Final result or not.
Tyler has a really interesting thought. I want to read it to the Sooters. Put sensors in the helmets, quantify the contact, and sum the two colliding parties' helmets. If it hits a threshold, it's targeting. I say things like this. I don't say that, but I say things like this all the time. It's 2023 now. Why don't we use more technology? Like, every time we're having a long, measurement, I look at Chris and say, why is there not GPS in these footballs? I don't understand why we still measure.
I first of all, Tyler is way smarter than me.
Yes.
That's brilliant. Second of all, I 100% agree with you. Like you've talked about this as well as he's talked about the other. Like for a long time now, you've said there's no reason that we should ever bring chains out because the year, like probably since 2001.
Yes.
Like tennis has a replay system where it's that fast, right? And then you can see it. It's like, okay, the ball was out by this much or the ball was in by this much. It touched the line. And it happens. They're like, hey, replay. They do it. Boom. Let's go to the next point.
Exactly, and you're talking about shaving 10, 15 minutes off these games at the end of the game, these already super long football games of not having to do something that's so asinine to me because it's 2023.
Right.
Yeah, it's not very exact.
Yeah.
Chain crew that has 3 humans working it. Like, I mean, there's like a joke like, hey, if we're at home, we better not come up an inch short.
Right.
Like, you guys,
figure it out.
You 3 couldn't get on the same page and bump that thing up a half inch.
Right. If it's close, hook us up.
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought Michigan would be more physical on defense. I thought they would handle TCU a little bit better, and they didn't.
Yeah. So one of the things that I think it was a linebacker for TCU. They asked him after the game, when did you know that you guys had a chance to win the actual game itself? Marty said, Chris, you can get rid of that gator sock.
Told Brad to get rid of it. That one right there. He'll probably get rid of it next time it's off air.
It should be down, but I'm lazy.
That's okay.
Anyways.
All right,
anyways.
Marty's derailed the show. Go ahead.
I think it was a linebacker for TCU. They were asking him about it, about the game, and when the team thought that they really had a chance to win the game, and he's like, when Michigan started going for or started running trick plays at the goal line.
Yep.
He's like, that's when we knew that we were going to beat them.
Yeah.
He said, because if you're the team that you say you are, that you've beat your chest about for the last, how many ever days,
they had
you can't get 2 yards.
Yep.
We know we're good now.
Yeah, Trey had a good point about Michigan's quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, being upset or whatever post game or during the game even. But at the presser, he answered one question, kind of answered it respectfully and politely, and then just kind of walked off. Here's like my rebuttal to that. Like while I understand like that, maybe you don't run your mouth. Maybe shut your mouth during the week and like show me. Right. Don't talk me to death because I think that's how TCU took it. Like he ran his mouth because he did. He got punched in the mouth. He didn't respond. He didn't answer. He threw a pick six. Did he maybe throw 2?
I think he threw 2 pick sixes.
I think he threw 2 pick sixes. Uh-huh. So like, be mad at you, bro. Like that's you talked all that.
He played good outside of 2 throws, but those 2 throws directly resulted in 14 points.
14 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no, you can't win. I don't think you win very many games with 2 pick sixes in it.
No. Really hard. I don't care how good you play after that. Hey, Jake Kennedy wants to know, why is Michigan obsessed with cover 1 and cover 0? That's for you, buddy.
Yeah.
If you have guys, it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have guys, it's great because it allows you to be creative in the box. Obviously, if you're only putting one safety deep, then you have an extra player that you can add in a run fit or you can add on a spy on the quarterback because Duggan was running all over the place or he has shown to do that. And then cover 0, you have to pick and choose your spots typically, unless you're Jacksonville, Robert E. Lee at the time, because that's all they ran against us in 15 and 16 was 0 man, and they brought 6 or 7 every single time.
Right.
And we didn't have an answer for it. So I don't know why Michigan per se is so obsessed with it.
Confidence in their guys.
Yeah, confidence with your guys. I mean, you're going to live on an island, die on an island, I guess.
And they died.
Yeah. I mean, that's the result in cover 1 and cover 0 is you see huge plays everywhere because one missed tackle, one guy's out of a gap. It's a foot race to the freaking pylon.
Right.
And
you also see big plays on defense, though.
Yeah, you do. And they didn't make enough of them to counteract. Like, a lot of times you see that. Oh, that's a good question, Jake. A lot of times you see, like, teams play aggressive on defense. Like, they don't care so much about success rate. And, like, success rate is, like, success or doing well. I think it's more than, like, 2.5 or 3 yards on like, down-to-down basis.
Right.
So, like, putting drives together is, like, success rate. Teams that have high success rates have long, extended drives. But like Kendall Briles at Arkansas when he was at Florida State, they didn't care about like success rate. All they cared about was explosive plays.
Yeah.
So when you're calling defense with an offense like that, you don't really want to have like a success rate defense because you're trying to give your offense who wants explosive plays as many at-bats as possible. So then you call defense the same way, extremely aggressive, cover 1, cover 0, which is odd that Michigan does that because they are a success rate type of team. They want to run the ball, establish the run, control the clock. I don't know. I mean, it's a philosophy thing. I like some cover 1. I'm also okay with some cover 0. I'm not as believe it or not, I'm not as aggressive on like cover 0 stuff, and even cover 1 stuff. Like that's our third down package, but typically we're playing too high behind it, and we're playing games with D linemen up front. I personally, I'm okay mixing in cover 1, cover 0 here or there, but for the most part, no.
Yeah.
We'll mix it in and we'll play games. We'll make it look like cover 1, but it's not that.
Yeah, I mean they seem to be in it most of the game, and like Jake said in the chat, TCU made plays on missed tackles more than they made plays on, just being open or being whatever.
And if you're going to play cover 1, cover 0, you better not miss tackles because if you miss tackles, they go for touchdowns.
Exactly.
As you saw.
Yeah.
High scoring game. Over was never in question.
No. Tyler,
Did you have that?
With other things.
Okay.
Other things that did not go well. But Tyler had asked, he wanted to ask about the Michigan offense on the goal line. There was one play, it was actually right after they called that touchdown back when me and Chris were sitting there watching it. And they handed it to the fullback. And as he goes to hand, before the fumble even happened, Chris goes, hand it to the running back.
Right.
Like, give it to him.
Yeah.
What are y'all doing? And, like, as it happened, I watched the fumble happen, and all my happiness went away because –
yeah, I don't know. Don't get cute down there. You already talked about it.
That's my thing. Like when you're down there and that's your identity. Like my identity is I can line it up and I can get 2 to 3 anytime I want it. Mm-hmm. Anytime I want it, I can get 2 to 3. There's zero reason to, like you said, get cute. Like I don't want to run a trick play. The fullback who's got 4 carries on the year, he doesn't need the ball. Like put the ball in your people's hands that have handled the ball all year long.
Yeah,
let's do that.
I agree. I mean, you have the best offensive line in college football according to the awards. And down there, you don't give – and I'm sure they're probably pissed off. They're probably thinking like, hey, let us move somebody. Like let the fullback go blow somebody up, give it to the running back, and then let's go. So just a reminder, though, if the stream is lagging a little bit or a little bit glitchy, we're aware. We're sorry. We're doing the best we can with the weather and the internet we got right now. But we're going to keep going, push through this thing a little bit.
We are.
Anything else on that game?
Not necessarily on the game, I don't think. I think do you have anything else, Brad?
No, I think you're trying to transition to Harbaugh now.
Yeah, the only thing that I have left with that situation is Jim Harbaugh. What do you think his next move is? Where do you see him going? Do you think the NFL is the right move for him? Because apparently the Broncos have called and they're entertaining it, and apparently according to multiple people that he will entertain all NFL opportunities. So
he has this like affinity with the NFL. Harbaugh does. So honestly, like me personally, Joey, I'm kind of sick of the whole Harbaugh thing. Like this every year, this like song and dance where he flirts with other NFL teams. Like if I'm Michigan, I'm like, look, man, like we are the University of Michigan. We've been to 2 playoff games back to in 2 years. Like we appreciate what you've done here. But you're not gonna keep hanging us out here like scrap meat.
Yeah, we're not
like
carrots.
Yeah, like have a little bit of respect, dude. Like that's your alma mater too. So like if you want to go get the money. Then damn it, go get the freaking money. How about perform better in your interview and actually get the job?
Right.
How about that? Like if you're gonna go interview for all these jobs, the Vikings last year, You didn't have a great interview, so they said, "Nah, we're good. We'll wait."
Yeah.
And then you go running back to Michigan. I don't know. I just don't like that. Like,
I think he's going this time.
Then he needs to go. Like, if he's going to go ahead and do that, then he needs to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I think he's going. I think his mind is better suited for the NFL, anyways. I think
His
NFL
personality probably is.
Right, yeah, I guess that's more what it is. Like personality and just his mindset of the whole situation. I don't know. He just doesn't. He never struck me as much of a college coach, anyways. He had success at San Diego. He had success at Stanford. He's had success at Michigan.
He's done well.
He had success at San Francisco, the 49ers. Like the dude can coach football. Like as much as I dislike the guy as a human, like I don't enjoy looking at him. He's got a very, very punchable face to me.
He's weird too.
He's a super weird guy, but my man can coach football, whether you like that or not. He can. He can coach football.
I agree.
But yeah, I think he's going. I think he's going to the NFL, probably to Denver. It seems him and Russ. That seems like a fun match.
Yes,
match made in heaven.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much on Harbaugh. I personally don't really care.
Yeah, shouldn't care.
Matters none to me.
Before we move on, you want to talk about the country club, Joey?
I will talk about the country club. I actually played there this past weekend. Didn't play real great, but that's okay. We tried hard. Course is actually looking really good for this time of year. The fairway, of course, is a little, not quite as green as you want it to be, but nowhere on earth is right now because it's been really cold for a little while here. So greens are actually rolling really smooth, perfect. I know the kitchen is open Wednesday through Saturday. Evenings, like 6 to 9, I want to say, if I remember right. But yeah, definitely go see those guys. If you need to know about a membership, give them a call, 752-2266, and they'll get you squared away. Ask for Dave Mel. He'll hook you up.
Yep.
Very nice. So obviously after that, we got the Georgia-Ohio State game. And I was wrong. Ohio State didn't just hang around. They nearly won it. Do y'all think that's because Ohio State and TCU got told for a whole week or however long it was that they're going to get their asses kicked?
No, I think Ohio State's good.
Yeah, Ohio State.
I mean, they have like talent wise on their roster. If there's anybody that can compare with Georgia and Alabama, I guess it's Ohio State. I mean, the recruiting classes over the last 30,000 years, it's they're good.
I'll tell you one thing: Stroud is really, really good. That dude was balling.
Yeah, I like his mindset. I like his personality. I like everything about CJ Stroud. I don't know that he's going to be a great NFL quarterback. I think he's got a chance to be pretty darn good, but I like his moxie. I like a lot about CJ Stroud.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we previewed it, I said, and we all agreed that the way that they can play in this game is if Stroud plays like he has all year. The question was, can he do it against Georgia's defense?
Right.
And then even more so was can Georgia's back end hold up against Ohio State's receivers?
Right.
And Stroud. And the reason it was close and they had a chance to win it was because Georgia's back end couldn't hang around with Ohio State's receivers and Stroud. And he played great football.
Yeah, Ringo got a little abused in that game.
He did.
Ringo's not the greatest cover corner in the league,
body,
but he is a striker though.
Yeah, he's big.
Yeah. I was going to say something.
He's
else.
bigger than their safeties. I know that much.
Yes.
Their safeties are really good.
Yeah.
I think I never thought it was going to be like that. We didn't talk about Florida State. What are we doing?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, because that was like we'll go Florida State next.
Yeah.
Or maybe Bama. Anyways,
we can go Bama, Florida State.
I was just thinking, like, as far as that game is concerned, like it was Stroud was going to be the difference maker. He was the difference maker. The game stayed close. I didn't think. Keely Ringo, Johnny Ringo. Yeah. But I didn't ever think it was going to be like a blowout, like win big. I think Brad's exact number was 17 points. I think he said.
I said I would take
17. It was 17.
That was correct. I was wrong.
Yeah.
I'd probably admit it when I'm wrong, boys.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought Georgia's defense would play better, but like you said, I think Ohio State is very good.
Yeah, I didn't foresee CJ Stroud using his legs to maneuver And he didn't use them to run all the time necessarily, but he used them to escape the pocket and find guys open downfield. And Marvin Harrison seemed to be open, I don't know, the entire game. Yeah, I think he's probably still open.
He's tough cover. He's really good.
He's really good. He's
really
big,
good.
he's strong, he's fast.
Imagine if all their
quick.
players played.
He's agile, yeah.
That's a shame. I mean, I'm glad they didn't. God Almighty, I'm glad they didn't. I don't want to see the outcome the other way. But Georgia didn't play their best game and did what it takes to win the game.
Right, and that's what Kirby said right after the game. He's like, yeah, we probably didn't even deserve to win the game, but here we are. We won, and that's what great teams do. They win.
Yeah. You want to grab Jake's question in there? Pretty good.
Will Kirby be on Dabo's level after he goes back-to-back? Kirby's already on Dabo's
I was
level.
going to say I think he's above him already.
Yeah,
I understand championships matter, and I get it.
No, I agree.
I get it. But with I don't know. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, no. To me, and this is my opinion, Kirby is one of the elite of the elites.
Yeah.
Like his ability to relate to players, his ability to motivate, his ability to coach. When you can do all three of those things,
Yep.
and you do them at an elite level like he does right now, and to be as young as he is, like Dabo, I think Dabo can coach, but I don't know that Dabo can relate to players, and I don't know that he can motivate them because he's a dweeb, he's a dork. Like Kirby's not that guy. Kirby, and I don't like this. I hate saying this because I don't love Georgia, but I hope he goes soon because I don't want to see him for another 20 years because college football is in trouble if he's there for 20 more years.
No, because Kirby freaking gets it. You know what I mean?
100% gets it.
He gets it. He understands it takes Jimmys and Joes to win.
Uh-huh.
I think he can coach circles around Dabo Swinney. I think Dabo Swinney is probably a good CEO. I mean, I don't really think you can argue that. I don't think anyone can argue that he's a good CEO. But as far as like a play caller, he doesn't call plays. Dabo doesn't call plays.
Mm-mm.
Kirby could have.
He may help with a game plan.
He may.
Yeah.
But he
may not.
Kirby could 1,000% run the defense by himself. He doesn't need a damn person to do that for him.
Nope.
He allows people to do that, but
when crunch time happens,
go look and see. He's involved, and he
Yes,
coaches
sir.
DBs with the best of them. He coaches everything with the best of them. He coaches circles around Dabo Swinney.
He also doesn't run out at the beginning of every game by himself, which I love.
This is true.
I hate saying this again. I don't want to say this, but if Kirby stays for 20 more years, the level of success that he'll have seems very similar to the level of success that Saban and Bowden have had.
I can buy that. I'll buy that story. Yeah, I agree with that, Joey. I think what Kirby's done in such a short period of time and what he's built is like built to stay, built to last. I don't really see in there be a huge drop off.
No matter what.
No.
I mean, he's winning game.
Yes.
Don't come at
say
me.
it.
Don't come at me right now.
They're gonna come at you.
That's fine. Come at me. I don't care. He's winning games by a wide margin with Stetson Bennett at quarterback. Now, Stetson Bennett is 25 years old. He's been around the block for a little while. He's a good leader of their program.
He runs that offense pretty damn good.
He runs that offense really well.
Yes.
Arm talent, meh.
It's decent.
Decent, meh. He's not an NFL quarterback arm talent wise.
Arm talent wise, probably not.
Athleticism, pretty athletic. Pretty athletic.
Sneaky athletic.
We'll call him sneaky athletic if you would like. But he doesn't do anything special. He has zero chance to really be a player in the NFL.
I won't go there.
To be a legitimate starter in the NFL, you think he has a chance?
Dude, I've seen some really bad quarterback play in the NFL the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, I can't
All
argue
he
that.
has to do is be,
yeah, you're right.
All he's got to do is be serviceable. And I think he could be serviceable. It has to be the right fit, has to be the right system,
Mm-hmm.
but I think he knows where to go with the football.
Right, but he can't go anywhere in the league and be successful, I don't think.
No, I don't think there's a whole lot that can, but I'll go there.
Yeah.
I'll buy that story.
Yeah.
I don't think he's Tom Brady.
No.
You know what I mean? Or
Right.
or Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes. He's not in that
Right.
caliber. But there's not a whole lot there. Have you guys watched the quarterback play lately?
In the NFL?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is
Yeah,
putrid.
I've watched the Colts
They got 10.
all year.
They got 10.
From game one.
Yeah.
Another comment from Jake Kennedy. Todd Monken is an elite OC. He needs more credit. 100% agree.
Yep. Check.
The whole demeanor and mindset of Georgia football changed when Todd Monken got there. I'm not giving him all the credit, but I'm going to give him a lot because everything changed when he got there. The offense seemed to click pretty quickly. The year 2 is when they won the national title. Year 3, they're going to win a national title. Yeah. Todd Monken deserves a lot of credit, and I hope he goes somewhere else soon too.
They're paying him more than 7 figures for a reason.
Oh, yeah, they know.
They know.
They know.
1,000%.
Why? Because Kirby knew.
Yeah, he knows. Makes him a good coach.
Exactly. And
Right?
he never, like, freak, I hate this show. This show sucks. I don't want to do this show anymore. Kirby never makes it about himself either.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. That's why I like him. I'm a big Kirby Smart guy. I try to model a lot of what I do and what I say and how I teach around Kirby Smart. So I think extremely high of Mr. Smart. Do we want to? The comments are messing us up tonight.
Yeah.
Y'all are too good in the chat. We freaking love you. Y'all are elite. We're reading them and can't freaking keep our focus. It's like elite commenters tonight.
One thing about the Georgia game before we do move on. The very end, Ohio State goes to kick it and win it. How do we feel about that?
Oh, how do we feel about that? I feel like Ryan Day cost his team the chance at a national title.
Yep.
100%. That's all on Ryan Day, and I'm so disappointed that he didn't say that at the right after the game. He should have said, "That's on me. That's on me."
Yeah.
Like, why stop running your offense to let your kicker kick from 50 freaking 2? He's been sitting on the sideline for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
He's a college kicker. This isn't Justin Tucker, who I also don't trust in this moment. He's the best kicker on the planet, maybe the history of the planet. I don't trust me as a coach. I don't trust any kicker. Now Justin Tucker's probably 99% from there, but I don't want that. I want him to kick it from 35.
Yeah.
Because he's 100% from there.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
It's asinine to me that you laid back, let the time run. I'm good. We're going to run this stretch play for -3. Then we're going to let 25 seconds run off the clock.
Yeah.
There's no urgency to move the ball further because you were in field goal range. Yeah. Good. How'd that work out for you?
Yep.
Never trust kickers. Ever. I'm done.
Sounds like you've been hurt before, Joey.
I
It's not-
watched him get hurt Thursday. By a kicker right before halftime.
Thanks, Chris.
Yep.
Thanks for that.
Sorry.
I'm sure you feel similar to that. Similar thoughts.
I'm okay with like trusting kickers, especially Dad's in the chat. He's a kicker. But
Yeah, Shane was a kicker.
Yeah.
We both had family members that were kickers.
yeah.
Listen,
honestly, right
I
there.
love them both.
Here-
There's not many people I love more than Marty Martinez and Shane Edge. There's not many.
Here's how I feel about it. You want to know how I feel about it?
Yeah.
Don't change how you run your offense when you're so far away.
Bingo.
If I run my offense and it comes down to a field goal, I'm running my guy out there. And he's going to go nail it, right? But not going to at 50. Like, I feel like me completing a pass or running the ball is to get 10 yards closer is more effective than that kicker's percentage in those 10 yards.
That's
Anything
my whole
can
thing.
happen. It's got to come out low to hit the trajectory. Like, could get blocked. Georgia blocked kicks. Like, could miss it. Could miss hit it. Like, we saw it.
They weren't even close.
Yeah, he wasn't. I mean, yeah, no.
No,
it
it's
wasn't-
and it's
wasn't
not that I
close.
don't love kickers. I love kickers. Kickers are great people. Kickers are people too. But like I said earlier, would I rather my guy kick from 52 or 35? It's 35, and it's not a question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not going to stop running my show, my offense, the way I've run the offense, the way I've scored. I don't. What did they score?
Too many.
Yeah,
41?
41. It's 42-41 final, right?
42-41.
Yeah. So I'm not going to stop running my offense that has scored 41 freaking points
Yeah.
with 39 seconds left or whatever it was. No. And I got 2 timeouts. No.
So
No.
I
I'm going
think-
to trust my senior quarterback who's going to be the 6th overall pick to the Indianapolis Colts.
Yes.
You're welcome, Tyler. I'm going to trust him to go make a freaking play and get my kicker in better field goal range to where we have a better chance to win the game.
I agree. It's a similar concept, and we'll move on. It's a similar concept to like defenses going prevent late in games to try and preserve a win or field position or whatever. Like, I think there is like a place for prevent when you're up by more than a score or whatever. But if it's a one possession game, I think you have to play your brand of football. You can get more conservative in the. So here's how I feel. Here's my philosophy on this, Joe. You ready for this? It's hard hitting, good stuff right here. My philosophy on late game situations is we'll play conservative in coverage, but we're going to be aggressive at line of scrimmage.
Okay.
So you're not going to have all day to get down the field and to run your routes and to be comfortable in the pocket and throw up a 60-yard bomb that's going to cause me to lose a game. But we're also not going to play press man, cover zero either. Like,
Right.
I don't have that big of balls to do that.
Nor should you, honestly.
I think that's reckless. I think that's careless. I think those are not good qualities to have for a coach.
Yeah.
We're going to play people off. We're going to play conservative, like coverage, But we're also going to be aggressive at the line of scrimmage, whether it means twisting the front or running a stunt or whatever it is, like flushing the quarterback out of the pocket and have somebody waiting on him, whatever it may be. It's not going to necessarily be just like prevent. I think it's the same thing. He took his foot off the gas with how he called plays, and I think it ultimately came back to bite him.
I 100% agree. Yeah, and that's why they lose.
Yep.
Alrighty, so we're moving on to Florida State next, right?
Yeah, let's do ad read.
Okay, let's. Before we do that, I was going to say let's talk about Bryan Sports. If you mention the front porch up at Bryan Sports, you get a 10% discount. And they are way better than the Dicks across the street. Those are the guys you're going to see.
We're gonna keep going with that one, huh?
I love that.
I don't know if Brian loves it, though.
Yeah. Well, Brad's gonna keep going with it.
Me and Brian are friends. I guided him to victory home playing poker one night, so we're tight.
All right, Joey, give him.
755-0570 is the number to Bryan Sports. Definitely go see him. Like Brad said, mention the front porch, and you'll get 10% off. And just because they're good people, you should go see them. I don't care about the rest of it. They're good human beings with good prices and good quality stuff.
Yes, sir.
Go see them.
Been around for forever. Local business. Go see him. Go support him. Wonderful, wonderful person. Better person than business, and the business is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So
Florida State. We'll be brief here. We don't need to spend a ton of time on here unless you want to.
No, I'm good. It made me mad. I don't want to talk about Florida State.
Update on Florida State. It did end up getting that corner that Chris was very confused about that was trending towards Ohio State.
Yeah. Do you remember whenever we looked up the transfer portal stuff?
On 3?
On 3? And it was like Fintrail Cypress or whatever. It was like crystal ball to go to Ohio State. And I'm like, I kind of was tipped off that like, not yet, but soon he was a null.
Right.
And so whenever we pulled it up, I fully expected it to say Fintrail Cypress with like a prediction to Florida State. And I'm like, and so we put up, it said Ohio State. And I was like,
you even said on air, that's not right.
I was like, no, that's not right. Something's wrong here. So turns out it was wrong. And our guy did indeed go to commit to Florida State. He was the number 2 corner in the portal. I think like number 2 or number 3, maybe 4 player overall. Is that about right?
Yeah.
That's huge. That's a huge get for Florida State. Like if you watched the Oklahoma game, which I know you did, I did. We were getting absolutely abused at corner in the back end, both of them. So he will come in and be a starter day one, automatically better.
Where's he from?
Virginia.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's really good though. He's really good. Really good. I'm really happy about that one. I'm also really happy that we did not extend our DB coach, Woodson. Really pumped about that. He's god awful. So sitters, if you've been listening long enough, you know this, and Joey, you know this.
Yeah.
You remember whenever we were privileged to go watch that practice?
I do.
Now I feel comfortable. I feel confident I can say this.
Okay.
I told you guys off air, but I'll say it now. We had the opportunity to sit in the meeting after post practice and watch them watch practice.
Right.
Kind of break down practice and go over
the practice they just had.
Yeah. So the coaches come in, they got food, they're sitting there. Okay, they're like it was pretty dope. We're sitting in the back of the room. They're talking to each other about like what's happening on this play and practice because they film practice or whatever.
Right.
Right. And so something happens, and I'm not gonna say the coach's name, but somebody looks at Woodson and was like, "Hey, why is he doing that? We don't coach that." And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, "Oh, like I wonder if they know we're in here." Like, huh? So I kind of sit up a little bit. I'm like, "Oh, okay." So then like they run the play like it was almost like a player was in there. They run the play once, run it again, look at him again. I'm like, I kind of need answers. Like, why are we doing like what's happening? Like what? And you know, it kind of hit me. I'm like, this guy doesn't know what he's supposed to be teaching.
Right.
At least in that one situation, that one play, I'm sure he's extremely intelligent, way sharper than me. But in that moment, he very much so got exposed. And I was like,
problem.
Okay. So if you can't coach it, okay, maybe we can recruit. And then we start missing on these recruits and we're like bad evals and like, I'm like, okay. And then he doesn't get re-signed or extended, if you will. And I was like, okay. We're where we need to be.
Yeah.
I don't know who we're going to go get. I have a couple ideas. I'm not going to say. But we're not going to break the news yet. Not live. Definitely not live. I got to – no. But –
do you know?
No, I don't know. No. I know the 2 or 3 names that are being floated.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't feel confident enough to do that yet. But they're going to improve. They're going to improve there. But back to the Oklahoma game, which is what we're here for.
Yeah.
It went how I thought it was going to go. Remember how I said they won't cover. They will win?
You did say that.
I did believe that. I did actually believe that. And we talked about it, right? What did we say? If Dylan Gabriel plays like he's capable of and stretches the ball downfield,
And he did.
then they'll have a chance. And he did.
Unfortunately, he did.
And they had a chance. Yeah, it sucked. I thought they would play better. I didn't think it would be like a shootout like that. And I didn't think the offense would sputter like they did in the beginning.
Yeah, that was my biggest issue with the whole thing. It wasn't that Oklahoma necessarily put up points. It was that Florida State didn't put up points early.
Yeah.
I think if they put up points early, it might be a little bit of a different game. But I don't know. It was enjoyable to watch as a fan of football.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
It was definitely a good game. I enjoyed watching it with you two. I mean, I had fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
We had a good night, other than some monetary situations that may have transpired
Yeah.
that probably shouldn't have and didn't need to. But hey,
Not great.
That's all part of the fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
Brad, any takeaways from that game?
I was just glad to see Florida State come away with a win, because when they went down at the half, I was worried. I thought the cover. I wasn't worried about the cover anymore. I was worried about getting just the W, and it was good to see them come back and get a big win, first bowl win since 2016.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean,
Stat bombs.
10-win season. That's 25th of the history of the program. So they're changing the wall. Like they're going to add a number to it. Like that was their big thing. And it's good to get a win. It's good to get a win,
it's always good to get a win.
especially when it's 10. I got to do this. I saw a lot of slander on the timeline
Okay.
from rival fan bases talking about Florida State beating their chest, about beating a
10
6-6 Oklahoma, or finally
Right.
getting 10 wins or whatever. Here's what you can't do. If you didn't beat us in the regular season, I don't want to hear from you. Don't want to see it. I don't do that. I just don't want to see it. You know what I mean, Brad? Like, you can't. How do you talk trash about a team that beat you? It's just weird to me. It's beyond me. It's just, I saw that. I didn't respond to any of it. Joey. I took the moral high ground. I said, you know what? I'm a professional. I'm not going to do this here. I have a podcast. I'll look into the camera and I'll tell these people who are tweeting, hey, man, shh, you got beat. I don't want to hear anything about Florida State and this or that. Like especially Florida game was close. Miami fans talking reckless. 45-3, sir.
Well, y'all know they can recruit with anyone.
That's fine. They're off-season champions. It was just too much for me. Didn't like it.
Couple of things to add to that.
Okay, go ahead.
Miami fans,
Oh my God, yeah.
bro, you got beat 45-3.
Don't talk to me.
Don't talk. Don't talk to anyone
Yeah.
ever. Just shut up.
Yeah.
Because for 1,232 straight years, you've been off-season champs.
Yes, that's what they do.
That's
back.
all they do. We're back every year. Done with that.
Yeah.
Stop talking. Just stop talking.
It's
stop talking.
It's crazy to
Stop
me.
talking.
45-3. Like, we don't have to talk about common opponents. Sir, we played you. We curb stomped you, Miami fans. Like,
In Hard Rock.
yeah,
In front of more of our fans.
yeah. Like, it's just a bad look, man. It's just a really bad look. Yeah, man, it's weird. And then there was some of it from Gator fans, and I get like they're pissed right now.
I'm getting to them in a minute. Hold on.
Get to your people.
Yeah, give me a minute. I'm getting to them. As soon as I go back to Miami again,
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Kick them again.
they're all season champs.
Yeah. yeah.
John Ruiz is suing everybody.
Oh, can we bleep that out? Please don't say his name on here.
Oh, yeah, he might sue us.
Do that from your Twitter account.
He might sue us. You're
Oh,
right.
hey, I got nothing to do with that.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, go to
off-season
Florida now.
champs,
Yeah.
Miami. Stop talking. Just let it play out. Like, see a few games first.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm
See a
cool
few
with
games
that.
first in 2023.
Yeah.
And then maybe if you really play well against FAMU and Bethune again, then maybe you can start talking. Or maybe beat Middle Tennessee State. I don't know. Then maybe you can say something, anything.
Or Duke.
Or just don't get curb stomped by bad teams. That's all.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
That's not a big deal.
And then
Okay.
just shut up. It's weird. It's weird.
It's weird to talk
It's a disgusting place to be. I feel bad for them.
because you're the third best recruiting team in the country right now of high school kids that haven't been on campus at all. Anyways, now back to Florida fans.
Yes, let's do this.
All right.
Love you guys. Stop talking. What did we do? I saw so many Gator fans say, "Oh, it took you a lot to beat 6-6 Oklahoma and 6-6 Florida." Okay, but they did. But they did. I don't.
It's just a weird
Why are
argument.
you so bad that you only beat us by a touchdown? Well, did they put in the column? There's a column that has wins, and then there's a column that has losses. They put their number in the win column, and we put our number in the loss column. There's not much I can say to you right now as a fan that you can take seriously at that point.
And that was the thing is that I don't think it was trolls. I think people were legitimately Florida State sucks. They struggle with Oklahoma. I mean, okay, maybe we do, but what does it say about you? Like, what would Oklahoma have done to Miami and Florida then? Like, if that's the game we're going to play, then it kind of goes like both ways. Like, by talking trash to Florida State, you're ultimately kind of like bagging on your own team.
100%.
It's weird. It's a weird place.
For me, it makes our fan base look bad when we talk trash to a team that beat us. Sometimes it's okay just not to talk.
Yeah, like I didn't reply. I just let it go.
Sometimes it's okay just not to talk.
And that's my platform.
Yeah, it's a tough place to be. It sucks to be in that scenario where you can't talk right now.
Oh, trust me, because guess what? We live there.
Yeah.
I just feel like we just got out of there, just barely. Actually, we did just get out of there this year.
This year, yeah.
This is the first time. But for 4 years, it felt like longer than that. I was like, damn, another year of this. Like,
yes.
All I can do is root against them. I'm not going to say anything verbally because I can't. We got beat. They kicked our butt. Anyways, that's all I have about Florida State.
However, Gator fans, hey, how y'all doing? We're going to be back. We're going to be all right. Billy's got us. I feel confident in that. Billy's got us.
So on a serious note, he has all of the players that are at the Under Armour event, like that are committed to Florida, minus like one or two, are really performing well.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah.
Good. It seems like now these things can be a little skewed because of different things here and there.
It's a baseline, though.
It is a baseline. It seems like evals were right on.
Yeah.
Like Jakeem Jackson.
Yes.
Will Norman. Like.
Well, he's the obvious one. Kelby Collins. Obvious one.
Yeah. Like.
Mizell, the DB. Pretty good.
Castile. Mizell's the receiver. Yeah.
He's tearing up on the other side.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, but like I think they've done a really, really good job. I'll give credit there. But like, no, I will. You know, I do that. I think Napier has done a hell of a job with that class. You brought up a really good point last week, or maybe the week before.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Where you said that the recruiting class as an overall ranking doesn't look as impressive as the overall rating of the individual player.
Right, like the average per player. Right.
I almost think. Well, I don't almost think. I think that's more valuable in my opinion, especially in the portal era, than like the number on the far right because you took 30 kids.
Right. I mean, I do, and it's not because it's the Gators. I do agree that seems to be more relevant.
Yeah.
Like the quality of player
yes.
as opposed to the quantity of player because, like you just said, the portal's a huge get now. Like you can, I mean, Cameron Jackson from Memphis, who's I think is going to be a pretty good player. The backer from Ohio State. I mean, I think he has a chance to come in and be a pretty good player. So he's a high-rated kid out of high school. He's had good moments at Ohio State, just kind of been hurt for most of his career.
Been hurt a lot.
Yeah, so hopefully he doesn't,
He's old, too.
Yeah, he's one of those 33-year-old college kids, and we like those.
He's like on year 5.
They win championships. That's Georgia.
Ventrell Miller, too.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not even making a joke. Going old.
No, dude's like 23 years old.
He really, though.
Yeah.
He's got a mortgage.
Yeah. And yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be all right. Florida's okay. I'm good with where we are. I'm just not gonna talk trash to Florida State fans because
I appreciate that, Joey. That's why I love you. That's why I love you. I know Sherman Wells never do it either. Shout out Sherman in the chat.
That's right.
Speaking of the portal, before we leave that, do y'all see who has the number 2 transfer class right now?
Florida State?
I do.
Colorado.
No, Florida State's got number 1.
Yeah, Florida State's number 1.
What happened? I thought Michigan had number 1.
They're number 3.
Yeah.
Ventrell Cypress signed with Florida State.
Yeah, and then a couple other guys.
The D lineman too. He's good.
I was reading we might get 1 or 2 more.
We'll see, but I do know that it's Colorado. They've taken like 30 though.
Yeah,
like quite literally like 23 out of the portal. He's flipping the roster. He said he's going to do that. I'm not giving Colorado any more of my time, so I'm muted till we move on. I'm not even on camera.
What's next, Brad?
Hey, there I am, top right corner.
We're going to.
Sorry, I just saw the Florida score. My bad.
We're going to move on to
camera.
preview the national championship game, right? But before we do that, do y'all want to talk about Josh's Barbershop?
Yeah, we can talk about Josh's Barbershop. Best barber in town.
Best barber in town.
If you can make Brad look good, you can make anybody look good.
That's so true. Like, he does a really good job.
Yeah, no, definitely go to Josh's Barbershop. I'm taking my kid there in a couple of days. I can't remember when. I've already booked a couple of my appointments over the next few months because of baseball starting up soon. So I gotta get those booked in early. But yeah, go see Josh. Great barber, even better person. Give him a text, not a call. Give him a text, and he'll send you the schedule. 386-247-1430. Almost got my numbers mixed up there.
Did. I seen that.
That was bad. But yeah, go see Josh. You'll enjoy it, I promise.
All right, so
You just talk.
Yeah, you talk. Look at you're up. You're
okay,
up.
so we have TCU and Georgia national championship. I don't think really anyone saw coming. If you saw it coming, it's because you were a TCU fan. What do y'all think? Like, I mean, I think Georgia's going to run away with this.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Before the year started, I mean, like our preview show for the year, we did some season win total over unders. I had a couple. TCU under was one of them, and it was my favorite one.
That's big of you to admit. What was it?
They lost one freaking game in overtime.
It was 6.5, Brad.
Wow.
The number was 6.5, and I looked at their schedule at the beginning of the year, right? And I wasn't the only one. I'm gonna throw Cody Beatles under the bus too. He guy I work with. He sits right beside me. Big Longhorn fan. He sits right beside me.
No.
And we talked about it one day, and he's like, "Man, I can't find 7 guarantees on here." He's like, "I can maybe find 3 with 3 50-50 games, and I see 6 losses." And I was like, "Man, I see the same thing on this schedule. That's what I see."
National championship.
And they're in the national championship.
Oh my God, that's
Joey,
incredible.
thank you for telling us that story.
You're welcome. I just didn't want somebody to go back and listen to one of the ones from early preseason and be like, "What is this moron?"
Well,
I am a moron. You're welcome.
Anthony used to fact check you.
He did.
I don't think he listens anymore, so you're safe on that. But
That's
he did
true.
used to fact check you on everything.
Everything.
Yeah, that sucked. For you.
I hope, Anthony, I hope you're listening. I hope you
Yeah,
still
well,
listen.
He's going to fact check you. He was the fact check king.
Yes, definitely was. And it had pictures of everything. Anyways. Yeah. I saw that he deleted a lot of those.
Yep.
Yeah, he owes me $250, by the way.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
he definitely ain't going to listen now.
That was for Carmelo not scoring 30 in a game last year. So,
yeah.
Anyways, national championship.
Yep.
Georgia versus TCU.
What's the number on that?
It's 12.5.
Oh, my God.
12.5. Georgia's minus
Is that the
12.5.
largest spread?
Yes, it actually is.
I was gonna say it has
the
to
largest
be.
open of any national championship of all time.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Where are you at on that?
Oh, do you want to know? Like,
No, I do. I do. I want
yeah,
Here we go.
Georgia by 1 million.
Oh, they're pissed now.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, Kelsey.
It's
Sorry,
like Lee Corso picking your team on game day.
sorry, Allen family. Sorry, JT, Doug Peeler. A lot of those,
Damn.
yeah, almost all those people listen.
Yeah, that's tough. Brad, where are you at on that number?
12.5 is a lot, but I guess no, I'm going with TCU. Georgia never covers.
They're not great covering. They didn't cover recently. That hurt.
A lot.
I think TCU has been a luck box of greatness.
Let
A
me,
lot of things have gone their way, even in the regular season. A lot of things have gone their way to get to where they are, and you can't discredit that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like at some point, like it's not luck anymore, right?
Right.
It's-
We just said they made the plays they had to make against Michigan.
They did, but also at the same time, Michigan did not make plays that they had to make versus TCU.
Yes.
And they still, at the very end of the game, it was a 1-score game. They had a touchdown taken away. They fumbled the ball on the 1. They went forward on 4th and 2 from the 3 and didn't get it.
Right.
They fumbled another ball on the 1.
I agree. They're the better team.
Like, so you give me those 3 touchdowns. And of course, if my
Yes.
your favorite saying, I'm not
Yep,
going to say
yep,
it anymore
yep.
because I don't know if we'll get in trouble for that. We might get canceled. So
Yeah,
either
whatever.
way, if you give me those 3, which Georgia's going to score those 3, now it's a 14-point game in your favor.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I think that not necessarily the luck, but Cinderella she doesn't get to keep those glass slippers. It's time.
I think it's
time.
Their run has come to an end.
The run has come to an end, and
Brad?
I think it gets a little ugly.
Well, let me clarify. I think Georgia wins, but I want to take TCU plus 12.5.
No, I mean that's good. You're just talking about the spread.
I was saying that so Kelsey doesn't kick me out of your house when I come over.
It's true.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Joe, you sold me, which is not good.
No, sorry.
it.
I'm sorry.
I think all that stuff that they were doing defensively, Michigan was missing tackles and stuff like that. It just doesn't happen against Georgia. I don't think their front can block Georgia's front, so therefore the back end can't get exposed as easy.
That was my next point. Is
Ohio State's offensive line is really good.
Really good.
They literally have first rounders like everywhere
across the board.
Yeah, but they're just
there may be 5.
They're just not draft eligible yet.
Right.
But those all will be first rounders.
Right.
TCU doesn't have that.
And they got at least one guy that's a high top end first round draft pick on the outside, and Marvin Harrison.
Oh my God, yeah.
Marvin Harrison Jr. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure they got 3 other guys that are going to the league. And
eventually.
Yeah.
I agree. I think I just don't think. I think for me, where the game will be different, and one will be for Georgia's favor on defense, which is where TCU is strong. And now I will say that TCU 3-3 stack, where they play games with gaps and they manipulate everything, is a little bit of a bear.
Until you figure it out, right?
I don't know that you ever figure it out until you hit them with it.
Yeah.
Like it's at the end. We're not gonna get into it right now. An hour in. But the 3-3 gives gap scheme problems. We ran a lot of 3-3 against Columbia. They're a zone scheme, so it gives them problems too. If you're changing gaps and moving around, causes an issue. We hadn't shown any 3-3 in all year, and then we busted it out against them.
Right.
It allows you to play coverage on the back end, but lets you be funky and up front too. So, it is tough. It is tough. So that's one hesitant on the number of 12.5. But I just don't think that TCU will score on Georgia like they did on Michigan. Yeah. Georgia doesn't miss tackles.
No. And they also don't play much cover 0 either because they don't have to.
No, they're not. Kirby ain't doing that.
No.
No.
Nope. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I think that
so we're – okay. I'm with you. I think 12.5 is probably the right number.
Yeah, I'm okay with 12.5.
Yeah.
I'm personally just taking Georgia minus 12.5.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good with that. Do you want to talk about Jared Verse?
Yeah, we can talk about Jerverse.
Or do you want to go to one of those other graphics? Because we have graphics. We actually have pictures, right? We have those queued up. Do you want to go
let's go to Jaredverse first.
All right, cool. I'm with that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Jaredverse has not made a decision yet whether he's going to declare for the draft or return for the next year at Florida State. I'm going to go last on this because I think you both agree, and I'm going to be the devil's advocate here. Okay. So I'm going to turn it over to Brad first. Brad?
Yeah, that's fine. I have seen him mocked up as high as 6. He's gone. If you say no to that kind of money with that kind of draft stock, you're crazy. NFL money, we've said it is the money. Not NIL money, not college money. NFL money is what you have been going after since you started doing this. I've seen him at 9, so it's usually a top 10 spot. He's gone. Joey?
Yeah, I saw him today, actually. I looked at a mock draft, and he was at 9. And if he's a top 10 pick in the NFL draft, there's zero reason to come back to college. I get from his perspective, like maybe Florida State can pay him, right? Or somebody at Florida State can pay him. Florida State gave him a chance when not many others were giving him a chance. They came and got him. So he's going to be a little bit loyal to that university and that coaching staff, and I can appreciate that wholeheartedly. Yep. But as a football player, and God knows we learned it this past week, your shelf life is short. You don't have a huge shelf life in football. If you got a chance to make guaranteed money over the course of multiple years, you take that chance. You take that money. I would never I won't fault anyone for their decisions, but if I'm in his camp, there's zero chance that I can knowingly and in good conscience say, come back to college and get $300,000 or even $1 million. I don't care if it's $4 million. He's going to make more than that in the NFL, and his signing bonus is going to be more than that if he's a top 10 pick. Yeah. And like you said, NFL money's not going anywhere. That doesn't leave. It doesn't move. It's there forever. It's yours.
All right, so we're operating on the assumption that he's a top 10 pick. You both are.
Yes.
You both think he's a top 10 pick?
I'm not 100% sure that he's a top 10 pick, but I've seen he said 6. I saw 9 today.
I've seen like mid to late first round too. I've seen like 21 and 23 splattered everywhere too. There's millions of mock drafts. I'm saying I've seen like mid to late first, early second round draft grades for this guy everywhere. Okay. And the reason why is this. So hear me out. So the DN edge board. This is according to CBS. Will Anderson.
Right. 1 overall.
Nolan Smith, B.J. Ojulari, Jared Verse. So he's 4. or 3 or 4.
The
That's just
last
one.
2 that I've seen had Jared versus the second one off the board.
And so he may be. And so therefore he may get slotted if that falls to the right spot, falls to the right spot. I know that like the knock on him, the people that have him in like the mid to late rounds of 20s are amount of film.
Right.
But that's the biggest thing that they care about is the amount of film. Is
Right.
the upside there? Oh, hell yeah, the
Right.
upside's there. He played at Albany last year. He only had one game that they cared about at Albany, that was Syracuse, because that's the only like legitimate program he played
Right.
at
And
Albany.
he showed out.
And he did, absolutely he did. A lot of chase down stuff, but still he showed out. At Florida State, he missed 2 or 3 games injured, and then played 2 or 3 games injured.
Right.
So he didn't quite like explode or flash. That may work in his favor, but also he didn't play like the durability, like the best quality or best
Availability.
attribute is availability,
Yeah.
right? He didn't have that. The other like aspect or like side of this coin is we all agree Jermaine Johnson was an absolute freakazoid, right?
Right.
He did not go top 10. He went like 17 or something like that, 16 or 17 to the Jets. They had to trade back up to get him.
Yeah.
And he came from Georgia. He's bigger. He had a better year by numbers. He played every effing game. He never missed a freaking snap. He came from Georgia, went to Florida State. I'm just saying, I don't think Ringo says he should go. I agree. If he's a top 10, he should go.
What if he's not? What if he's 21 to 28?
Come back, get $250,000 and call it a day.
But I still have my same argument. I can you pull up slot money for 21 through 28 for me real quick? My guess is it's probably around 22 million for 4 years with a 5th-year club option in the first round. So what's that? 6 a year, five between 5 and 6 a year. You're making 5 and 6 million, and you're going to get a $7 to $8 million signing bonus is my guess, somewhere in that range. So
This was last year, so pretty similar.
that's just signing bonus money, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. So, like that right there has the 21st pick at 13 million or something like that
Yeah.
as a signing bonus.
15.2.
Yeah, 15.2. That's life-changing money.
I agree.
250 is not doing. I mean, like I said, I get where he's coming from. Like you want to be loyal to the people
I
that were
don't
loyal.
think it has anything to do with it.
No.
Nope.
Then why come back? Even if you're a second-round pick, why come back?
To improve the stock for the next year. I don't think it has anything to do. This isn't a zero-sum game anymore with NIL. Like before, you had to take out an insurance policy to ensure that
Right.
you don't get hurt. It's not a zero-sum game anymore.
Right, and you still do that.
Yeah,
but
you can still do that, but like you're still going to get paid nicely in that year to develop and to try and be that top 10 pick
Right.
if you're not already slotted for that, because that's generational wealth. Then at that point,
I agree.
you ask why. I'm just telling you why.
Yeah. Okay. Well, for me personally,
He may very well go pro.
If he comes back and has like a killer year, where does he go next year? What
Top 5, number 1.
yeah. So Tyler Harris, if he comes back and has a dominant year, where does he go? Probably top 5. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, like number 1, number 2. Will Anderson's the number 1 edge. He's gonna come off first. So first, top 3,
Yeah. I mean,
41 million. Trayvon Walker's deal, signing bonus. That's like a whole different caliber of money. But you ask why? Like that's why these guys have egos. They're very much so. Believe in me, they're alphas.
Yeah,
so,
100%.
Like, so if he truly thinks like he's gonna get like a mid first round to second round grade, I can see him saying, okay, Florida State allegedly was going to pay Jamie Robinson $1 million to return.
yeah. I mean, that's
So if he's not returning, then the money potentially is still available. We got some juice from somebody we know that said Jared Verse is gone. Somebody else at ESPN right now, Jeff Cameron, says he thinks the next day or so the Jared Verse will make an announcement that he's coming back. So we'll see. I don't think it's just a 100% foregone conclusion that he's gone.
yeah.
We don't need
I
to
mean,
spend too much more time on him. I know that this is me that brought it up, but
no, but I think it's a valid discussion. I think it's fun to talk about because the options that you have in that scenario are
well, if he comes
fun
back,
for him, anyways.
Yeah, for him it's great. And then
Yeah.
if Florida State can get him to come back, that's great. If not, then they're just producing another D end after 1 year in a first round grade.
Right.
First round draft. So Florida State would much rather have him back, but if they don't, it's just proof of concept that look, this
got
is
you.
2 years in a row now. We
Yeah.
took a transfer in, we made him a first rounder right after that. So you want him to come back, of course, but if he goes and gets millions of dollars, he graduated from Florida State, and it's just in the recruiting pitch or tool that you can have moving forward.
Yeah. I'm with it.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
I'm on the record saying he comes back. For the record.
I'm on the record saying he doesn't.
And Brad has also said he's long gone.
I think he's gone. I mean, you made some really good points. So you kind of had me kind of switching teams a little bit there, but I'm going to stick with my original answer. He's gone.
Good call, Brad.
Coming back.
Tyler says he's coming back.
What do we think about?
Tyler doesn't even know his name's Jared Verse, so there's that.
I thought it was Jaron.
Is it Jerry?
Jerryverse. Old burnt vegetables.
Hey, at least I know myself.
You do.
Where are we going next, boys?
I don't know. You want to throw one graphic on here and we're going to bounce out here or what? It doesn't have to be that.
Most valuable?
Yeah.
Want to do that?
That one's not bad.
Yes. Buy your raffle tickets for the Kirkmans at the title sponsor, JW Weaponry. Thank you for that, Trey. That would have been great information to remind me about, I don't know, an hour and 10 minutes ago.
Yep. We'll add in the show notes and stuff like that at the bottom, the comment section.
Yeah, for sure. I actually just left their house this afternoon. Had dinner with them.
Cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
doing well.
Good. Love that.
Yep.
So we were looking at a graphic earlier of
Well-
the most valuable teams in.
Well, we're not going to look. What are you doing right now?
I was just going to put it on the screen for a half a second.
Okay, put it on the screen then.
Uh,
Oh, look at him. This guy. This guy's a stud.
Yeah, go see JW Weaponry. Also, they have them there. So awesome people, awesome cause. Kirkmans are close to us. Anything that we can do to support in the least little bit, we're going to do. Yeah, it has to happen. Has to happen soon. You said January 7th
Is the drawing.
is the drawing, so it needs to be done before then.
Right.
So probably like tomorrow.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
tomorrow
tomorrow.
to JW Weaponry. Get you a raffle ticket.
Do it. Get
for
more than one.
$5. It's a $5 raffle ticket for a chance to win. I can't see what that is. It's a gun.
2,500. It's a gun.
Yeah,
RF-15.
RF-15. There you go.
Yep.
Make it happen. Y'all go do it.
Yes. So we had a graphic, and there it is. Tyler is the man, of the 25 most valuable teams in college football, and the front porch has problems with that graphic.
I think everybody has problems with this graphic.
That's why it's deleted.
That's why it's no
Yeah,
longer on Twitter.
that's why they won't. That's why they won't leave it up there.
I mean, the first one that caught my eye that's not on there is Florida State. Like, I feel as if Florida State should be on that list. But whatever, I'm a homer. What about USC? We're saying Iowa is more valuable than USC?
For Minnesota.
I just don't understand a lot of. I don't. If I knew what the calculations were and how they became about.
Or Iowa State at 18.
Yeah, I just don't. Like, I can make an argument if I know what's going on.
Doesn't Fox show all the Big Ten teams on their network?
Yes, they do.
And so they're all the Big Ten teams are
Yeah.
on this graphic?
I think it may be like contracts, like TV contracts maybe. Maybe that's what we're talking about here.
That makes sense because there's no ACC, there's no Pac-12.
Well, there's North Carolina and Clemson in there.
Yeah, but
They're down there at 20.
23 and 24.
No, come stop it.
Right.
And Iowa State is in there. I mean, you got why? I don't know. I'm not.
Carolina over Ohio State.
Yeah. Yes. Ohio State at
22.
2.
Yeah.
Stop.
South Carolina.
Wisconsin, or not Wisconsin. Arkansas in the top 10.
Oklahoma number 1, 101. Get out of
That's-
here.
I just, like I said, if I understood what we were looking at and why we were looking at those numbers,
Yeah.
like what came into these numbers, like is it ticket sales, is it money, like TV money, is it merchandise sold, is it all play into, like, I get that a lot of these schools sell a lot of stuff, but I don't know, and tickets, they sell a lot of tickets, but I don't know, it's weird to me.
Yeah. That's why they deleted it. We want to go before we get out of here. The incident that happened in the Buffalo Bengals game.
Yeah, I think we should touch it. What?
We did it.
Yeah,
Yep.
long time ago. Come on,
Um,
Tyler.
Just making sure.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah.
Hamlin.
Yeah.
His first name
DeMar.
escapes me. DeMar Hamlin. That
Yeah.
was just one of the scariest things I've ever seen in a sporting event.
Yeah, I agree. So me and my family were playing board games, and the game was on, and the volume was up, but it wasn't loud because obviously we're concentrating on what we're doing. We're
Yes.
having family time or whatever. And Lindsay's actually the one that said, "Hey, they haven't played football in a few minutes up there. What's going on?" And so I was like, "I don't know." And of course, I turned the TV up and we watched for a minute, and it was very scary. It was tough to see grown men
Yeah.
cry like that. It was the whole situation was really tough. I thought Zach Taylor did a really good job in the moment of of uncertainty where nobody really knows what's going on, and he was like, "Hey, I don't care what happens. You go do you. Whatever you need to do, y'all go do it. We're fine. Whatever. We'll figure this out." And today in his press conference, he said, Sean McDermott was like, "I don't care about football. I want to go to the hospital."
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool that the head coach of your team cares that much about his guys. But man, what a bad scene, what a scary scene.
Yeah, I mean, it reminded me a little bit of like Keontae Johnson.
I tweeted that.
How he dropped, like that is like the scariest freaking thing. But like, shout out to their like cardiac arrest, right? I don't want to get into too much of it.
Yeah.
But shout out to like the AED that was used and like the medical personnel that was on site that started CPR right away, that kept him alive or that preserved his life to this point. I think he's still in critical condition.
Yes.
He does have a ventilator. I think he's still getting help with his breathing. Yeah, it's scary. I was extremely glad that they canceled the game or postponed the game or whatever they did with the game. There was absolutely no way that anyone was going to play football.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing that they did that because those players were not going back on the field, nor should they. I thought the NFL handled it correctly.
I thought the NFL handled it correctly as well.
Yeah, like
we're
going
gonna
to talk about it, and we're going to make a very quick, concise decision. Player safety was first and foremost on the forefront.
And player mental health,
Yes.
I think was involved in that.
I agree.
I know there was some stuff speculated that they told them they had 5 minutes to start warming up after the ambulance left, and they were like, I saw Troy Vincent, the NFL Players Association president. He was like, yeah, that never happened. I don't know where that came from. He's like, that didn't happen. Playing football is never an option at that point.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't have been. So football's the furthest. Like, that game was huge. Like, it's a big game, and I understand. Like, Skip Bayless said it, and I know your dad mentioned it. Or maybe it wasn't your dad. Somebody mentioned it. Jake Kennedy mentioned it. Skip Bayless. And I think his tweet was very misconstrued. I think what he was trying to say, I think he just worded it really poorly.
Everyone missed the last line.
Right.
Yes.
I think what he wanted to say was, it's like this game was important. It's a very important game. Like, the dynamics of trying to reschedule this game or whatever, it's unprecedented. And but at the same time, nobody cares.
Right.
Like, we'll figure all that crap out later. A human life is way more important than anything that's going on. And that last line that he said in that tweet, I think y'all are right. I think it got a little bit more hate than it really needed to get because of, like, he just wanted to make sure the dude was okay. I think that's all he cared about.
Yeah, his last line should have probably been the first line.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, if that's the first thing you say, you start the message, the tone, the proper way. And because I understand, it looked as if he was like, this is very important
Football
game.
guy.
Football. Also hope he's okay.
Right.
It should be an opposite order at all.
Right.
If at all.
Yeah.
And also Skip Bayless makes himself an easy target too. So
Because he says outlandish, dumb stuff.
and he
all the
does
time.
disrespectful things on their show that they have.
Right.
Like, so I understand, like, but it was like Trey said, it pack mentality. He's in the building, and that's what it is. Like, it was like, hey, one jumps on, we're gonna go on. And like Jake Kennedy just said in the chat, he acted out on Undisputed again today. He did.
I didn't see it.
He cut off.
I don't watch it,
I
so.
don't either. I don't watch that garbage. That is the worst TV. If you watch it, I love you, and that's okay. But that's just not like my cup of tea. I cannot do it. Like, when we started out the origin of this podcast, I know people like when we disagree a lot more.
Right.
They like that. Like,
Right.
We don't normally disagree that much.
No, but and we can manufacture some of it, but you can tell when it's manufactured and when
Right.
it's not.
We said at the very beginning, the last thing we want to be is like Skip and whoever yelling.
At the time,
and
it was Stephen A.
screaming. Yes, screaming and yelling at each other, talking over each other. It may be fun. It's just that's not what we want to be. Like, we never set out to be that.
No.
And so like I think that the animosity that he has got from their show that he has was like there was a fire, like a whole bunch of sticks on a fire that already had lighter fluid on it. All it needed was a little bit of a flame.
Right.
And then his tweet gave it to him because he had stuff out of order and it was a little bit insensitive. But cancel him? Like, I'm not in the. I don't do the cancel culture thing.
Right.
That's not for me. Like, we can disagree.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go away.
Right. I just don't agree with what you say.
You can go away from me. Like, I'll block you. I'll mute you. I do it every
Right.
day. But like, we can disagree and you can go away. We
Yeah.
can still, well, whatever. I agree. I think he's catching a little bit. But prayers for the guy.
Yeah.
I hope he pulls out of it. My God, that's the scariest scene.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I think there's a lot to uncover on that. I think they got a long ways to go.
Yeah.
To figure out exactly what it was. I know a lot of people are talking about some different things. I think personally, I think it's called commotio cordis is what it's called. But the trauma, like you get hit in the chest at just the right time and kind of disrupts things. Seemed that way from the what I saw of it, but I'm I'm just me. So
Yep. Nope. Not a doctor. Not
Yeah,
gonna.
not a
gonna
doctor,
Speculate
just-
on the reasons why or how or what.
right. So hopefully, like you said, prayers for him. He's been on my mind a lot. Like it's 24-year-old that seemed like a really good dude. Just scary,
Yep. I
scary
agree.
stuff. So prayers for him and his family, and prayers for a full recovery.
Yeah, and if you're the praying type too, while you're at it, speaking of that, Dan Orlovsky, what he did you see that?
I did see that.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Everyone talks about it, but he actually like kind of lived it. You know,
Right.
it was it shouldn't be a racy or a faux pas or a, what is it? Taboo. It shouldn't be to pray on TV.
Right.
But my God, it is. But a lot of respect for him.
I agree.
But if you're a praying type too, send one for the Kirkman family. That'd be cool.
Absolutely. Good call on that.
All right, we got anything else?
That's it, buddy.
All right, that's going to be it for tonight's Sitters. This has been Bradford Douglas along with Joey Edge and Chris Martinez with producer Rolf, and we are Front Porch Sitting. See you next time, Sitters.